Motors, Athens County Convention and Visitors Bureau, The Cat's Eye, Classic Brands, Donato's Pizza, Dan Inman Electric, Echoing Hills, Edward Jones, All Green Wartime, Holiday Inn Express, Jack Yo's, Kona Ice, Rocky Brands, Stephanie Wood and Ohio Realty, Shauna Stump, Snyder, Fuller, and Stroh, Union Street Diner, Ohio University Credit Union, and Wendy's.
Licking County Settlers action between the Southern Ohio Copperheads and your Licking County Settlers. Please help me.
Hi from Don Edwards Stadium here in Newark, Ohio. This is Copperheads Baseball. Hello and welcome into the broadcast. I'm Connor Mills alongside Joey Medor. Sorry for a little technical difficulties. We'll try to get the audio working a little bit. We're still figuring things out, but that's all right. Copperheads last year, they won the title last year for the first time in their franchise history. The GLSCL title. And now they'll have to go under a new coach in Austin Dunphy. It will be a battle of two new coaches, Austin Dunphy and T.J. Wharton. And when we return, we'll have the starting pitching and starting lineups right here on the Copperhead Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Number 28, Sam Wilson. Third base, number 24, Evan Frohweiler. Behind the plate, number 4, Kevin Nelson. And on the mound, number 26, Ryan Duncan. We live in the greatest country like no other, with many
Well, sorry for the audio difficulties right there. And, before we heard it, it was Joey Medora giving us the starting lineup, starting pitching. Joey, apologize for that. We are, we're going to smooth things out here as we get along throughout the season. Right now, counts at 2-2 to Ty Crittenberger. Crittenberger batted .425, had 5 home runs and 34 runs back in 2018 as the pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. First out here in the top of the first, as that's a strikeout for Ryan Duncan. Now coming to the plate, a sophomore left fielder for the Copperheads, Jared Hurd. Hurd from Newcastle, Indiana. Attends Indiana University of Kokomo as he swings and bounces this one up the third base line. That goes foul. 0-1. Well, Joey, I unfortunately didn't hear what you said in the beginning, but just give us a little bit of a recap of what you said and how's it going, and give us a little insight to what this pitching matchup is going to be.
Yes, sir. Ryan Duncan on the bump here, the right-hander from Florida, pitching for the Settler today.
As the curveball misses outside, 1-1
Attended St. Petersburg College, just finished up his sophomore season, had 15 appearances, 8 games, started with a 2-6 record. Not too bad of an ERA, 3.59. Wasn't able to get the run support that he wanted all season.
He takes on the outside corner. 1-2.
Duncan had 62 2/3 innings pitched and finished out the year with 39 strikeouts, and we saw that ability with the first batter in this one.
The 1-2, taken low and away. 2-2 from Duncan into Jared Hurd. From the stretch, Ryan Duncan kicks and deals outside, ball 3. Full count, 1 out here in the top of the first, no score between the Licking County Settlers and the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Game 1 of a long summer season in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. This one bounces inside, ball 4. Copperheads have the first base runner of the season, and that is Jared Hurd.
Nice at bat there from Hurd. Fell behind early in the countdown, 1-2, able to take those 2 outside breaking balls to get ahead in the count, and then watch that breaking ball in the dirt to get the Copperheads' first base runner of this young season.
Now Ben Rushing steps into the plate, 6 foot from the University of Central Florida. From Weston, Florida, a business major, was a 4-year starter back in Cypress Bay, had a .464 average. And now the pitch is taken on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. One thing that Duncan really is doing well here is locating his pitches early on.
Yep, definitely staying on the outer third of the plate, starting off with first pitch strikes early and often here in this one.
From the stretch, Duncan's pitch. Curve ball, this one bends right into the zone, inside portion. No balls and 2 strikes with 1 away here in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, Rushing, one of the 3 catchers on this team out of Central Florida back in 2018 in high school.
Check over to Hurd at first. Not in time.
His senior year of high school was a Rawlings perfect game All-American honorable mention back in 2018, so heck of an honor there for Rushing.
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Runner on first. The pitch taken high and inside. 1-2. So it's Ben Rushing, then Chris Gamberts and Zion Avery due up next. As a pitch from Duncan. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 2 outs coming from the strikeout from Ryan Duncan. As now there are 2 away here in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, nice little off-speed pitch right there from Duncan. Pick up his second strikeout of the inning. As I said early on, he's working ahead early and often, getting ahead of these batters so he can throw his off-speed pitch and catch the Copperheads hitters off guard.
And now Chris Gambert comes to the plate. Gambert from Louisville, Kentucky, Bellarmine University. As the first pitch into Gambert's in there for a call and strike. Gambert batted .391, had a .465 on-base percentage, scored 40 times, and knocked in 51 RBIs. It's a lot of production this spring from Gambert as he swings and fouls this one off towards the left side down the third base line.
Yeah, talking more about Gambert's past season, led his team in home runs and slugging percentage with 16, as well as a 745 slugging percentage. He also was a first-team All-GLVC selection at Bellarmine University.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the top of the first. Runner on first in Jared Hurd. He got on with a full count walk. Duncan ahead, 0-2. Stares in at the catcher. Nays, this one swung on and lined into the leaping glove of the second baseman Perez to end the top of the first inning. Nothing going for the Copperheads, not much going, as 2 strikeouts and a lineout. Licking County Settlers will come to the plate in the bottom half of the inning as you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Welcome back into the bottom half of the inning here in Newark, Ohio, Don Edwards Park. Starting lineup for the Licking County Settlers: Sam Wilson, Casey Maniglia, Nate Stone, Austin Moody, Turner Hill, Evan Fromwiller, Justin Perez, Evan Nas, and Connor Dodge. Leading things off here in the bottom of the inning, Sam Wilson. First pitch into Wilson is swung on and fouled off towards the right side and out of play. Jackson Mandela is the man on the mound for the Southern Ohio Copperheads out of McHenry Community College. Mandela from Grafton, Wisconsin, as from the windup he deals. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. 2 strikes, no balls, and nobody out. The 0-2. Check to swing. The check down to the first base umpire, Clark Husky. But it will be Kyle Ogleby who'll make the call, and it is a no swing. Mandela's pitch. Swung on. Ground ball over towards the shortstop, Erickson. He throws it in time to first base for the first out here in the bottom of the first.
It's a good start there for Mandela. Getting him to roll over a little 2-strike breaking ball there right to the shortstop. Nice, easy play on to first for the first out of the inning.
Number 37, Casey Maniglia.
And with that, they'll bring up Casey Maniglia. Casey Maniglia, the left fielder from the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. 6'2", bats right, throws right. And the pitch in from Mandela is low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out in the bottom of the first. No score between the Copperheads and the Settlers. This one swung on, foul back, 1-1. Last season, the Licking County Settlers, well, they didn't fare too well, 9-33, but a new season, a new life. A lot of new players on their team as well, as this one is a off-speed pitch that hits the inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, speaking about Licking County's bad year last year, not too long ago from the years 2012 to 2014, they won 3 straight league titles.
2-2 swung on. This one bounces just foul along the third base line. Count will be 2-2.
But yeah, they know what it takes to win around here in Licking County. As we just mentioned, the 3 titles not that long ago.
There are the 3 titles from 2012, 2013, 2014 as a 2-2 swung on and missed strike 3. Second out here in the bottom of the first. Jackson Mandela in his season debut for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. So far, so good.
Yeah, nice little breaking ball there. Caught the outside part of the plate. Maniglia couldn't get out there to reach it. Way out in front. Nice pitch there from Mandela to get the second out of the inning.
And now this brings up Nate Stone. Stone from Granville, Ohio, attends University of Miami of Ohio. As first pitch misses for a ball. Stone 6-2. Bats left, throws right as he swings through that pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sam Wilson grounded to short, a strikeout, and this one is a swing and a miss for strike 2. And Nate Stone behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 away here in the bottom of the first inning. From the windup, Jackson Mandela. He deals just low, 2-2.
Yeah, not a bad spot there, though, when you're up 1-2 in the count, just off the outer part of the plate to even the count up at 2.
2-2 pitch. This one swung on, lifted out into right center field. And it will be the right fielder, Sebastian Fabic, to retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for Jackson Mandela as the Copperheads will come back to the plate in the top of the second. You're listening to the Copperheads on the Copperhead Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Time for the second inning. No score between the Southern Ohio Copperheads and the Licking County Settlers. Due up in the inning, Zion Avery, Sebastian Fabic, and Scott Combs.
Now batting for the Copperheads, number 34,
Ryan Duncan
Zion
saw
Avery.
4 batters in the top half of the first. As Gambert lined out to the second baseman to end the top half of the first as this one misses inside for ball 1. Zion Avery from Ohio University swings and lines this one right back off the pitcher. Loses his glove. Ryan Duncan recovers, but just gets Zion Avery out at first. What a recovery from Ryan Duncan.
Yeah, Avery hit that one right on the screws, right back at him. Quick reflexes there from Duncan. Actually lost his glove in the process of trying to make that play, but he's able to track the ball down, make a nice bit of a high throw on the first. Good stretch there by the first baseman, and they're able to retire Avery for the first out of the inning.
Well, very difficult 1-3 putouts from Ryan Duncan. As the ball was kind of just lined right back at his ankles, got a glove on it, lost his glove, quickly recovered, and was able to get the job done. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. And now Sebastian Fabic at the plate as he swings and fouls this one off. 0-1. Fabic in right field for the Copperheads. He batted .202 for Ohio University this past spring, a A 279 on base percentage as the breaking ball misses inside. 1-1.
Yeah, Fabic, one of the many Bobcats that are on this Copperheads roster this season.
1-1 pitch. Misses low and away. 2-1. Defensive alignment for the Licking County Settlers as this pitch from Duncan hits the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, we got Magniglia out in left field. Connor Dodge in center. Stone in right. Fromwiller at third. Wilson at short. Perez second base. Hill at first as this breaking ball bounces in the dirt. A nice block from the catcher Naws. Count runs full with 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Both teams have yet to get a hit so far, but it's early. Duncan from the windup. Kicks and deals. Low and outside, ball 4. So another full count walk given to Sebastian Fabic. First one was given to Jared Hurd in the top of the first. Now 2 walks to go along with 2 strikeouts for Ryan Duncan.
Yeah, Coppers have been doing a good job grinding out these at-bats so far, making Duncan throw a lot of pitches. Nothing's coming easy for him as they draw their second walk of the game so far in just 2 innings.
And now a familiar face for the Copperheads, catcher Scott Combs. Combs is one of 2 players returning for the Cheds as he stands in from the right side.
Of course, the other player being Thomas Cesaro, who is not in the starting lineup today, but both of them went along that championship run with the team last season.
1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. 1-1. For Scott Combs, at Michigan State batted a .150, on base percentage of 190. Scored a run, knocked in 2 RBIs, had a double. Walked once, struck out 6 times as this breaking ball is in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Check over to Fabic at first. He gets back safely. 1-2 the count. Duncan's pitch from the stretch. He deals, swung on, high chopping ball towards the shortstop Wilson, who throws it to second baseman, but unable to complete the relay as the throw was low from Perez. It'll just be a fielder's choice for Scott Combs. Now there are 2 outs in the top of the second inning, with Phil Glasser coming to the plate.
Yeah, Combs just kind of rolled over that 2-strike breaking ball there to the shortstop. A good throw from the second baseman. Would have had Combs probably at first base to get out of the inning, but throws in the dirt. First baseman could not dig it out, and the inning stays alive for the Copperheads.
So Phil Glasser, the second baseman. Glasser at Youngstown State. Batted .266 as he swings at the first pitch he sees, pops it up to the shortstop. A nice easy play for Wilson, and that retires the side. Not much going for the Copperheads here in the top of the second inning. No score as we head to the bottom half of the inning, as you're listening to the Copperheads on the Copperhead Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Bottom of the second inning. As Austin Moody, Turner Hill, and Evan Fromwiller all due up in the inning. It'll be the designated hitter, Austin Moody. Now at the plate against Jackson Mandela. Mandela had a 1-2-3 inning to complete the bottom of the first. As he steps off, takes a couple steps back off the mound, will reset with his catcher, Scott Combs, and he deals. Off-speed pitch hits the zone for strike one. Austin Moody from Kennesaw State University, hometown of Locust Grove, as this one is swung on a missed, foul tipped into the glove of Combs. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2, outside, ball 1.
Yes.
1 and 2 the count, nobody out. Bottom of the second.
Yeah, it looks like Mandela was trying to waste a pitch there, 0-2, way ahead in the count.
Swung on a miss, strike 3. This one might have tipped the bat of Moody, but nonetheless, strike 3.
Mandela pounding the zone so far through these first 4 batters, been getting ahead in the count and making the batters have to swing at pitchers' pitches. Been real effective to open up this ball game.
Well, now the first pitch into Turner Hill is high and away for ball 1. Turner Hill from Marietta, Ohio, attends Malone College where he batted .335, had a .420 on base percentage. He watches that one go by for a ball, 2-0. Hill led the team in batting average with his .335 average as he swings and lines this one into the hole between short and third. That gets down for the first hit of the game for either team. Standing on first with the single, Turner Hill.
Yeah, Hill just kind of got the fists in on that one and was able to poke it in between the hole between third base and shortstop. Look at it. It's like that baseball had eyes. That'll be the first base runner of the game for the Settlers.
And now a Ohio University student, Evan Fromwiller. Fromwiller swings at the first offering from Mandela, 0-1. Runner at first. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. As the pitch from Mandela, taken in for a called strike, 0-2. One thing you'll notice about Mandela really early in this game is he throws strikes.
Absolutely throwing strikes. He's working really fast. He has his own pace. Not really letting the batters get comfortable in that box. He's right back on the rubber.
The 0-2 swung on and found straight back and over the press box. Fromwiller staying alive. Fromwiller didn't really see any action for the Bobcats this past season. 5'10" righty from Aurora, Ohio. As the 0-2 is taken high for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on first in the bottom of the second inning. 1-2, swung on, ground ball over to third. He has it, throws over to first, but it gets away from the first baseman, Avery. Kind of bobbled the throw, and now runners are advancing to second and third with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. So a hard hit ball to Ben Rushing at third base. He bobbled it, decided to go to first because he couldn't get the play at second. From there, he threw a little bit low and wide of the bag where Avery could not handle it. First error of the season for the Copperheads, and now first 2 base runners in scoring position for Jackson Mandela to deal with in the bottom of the inning. His first pitch into Justin Perez, the second baseman, is low and away. Scott Combs will take a walk out onto the mound and try to calm Mandela down. Really, it was a soft liner through the hole of third and short. And then a unfortunate misplay of the ball from Ben Rushing. That really has him into this pickle here.
Yeah, it looked like Rushing was just trying to rust it through a little bit. Fromwiller was hustling down the line to try to beat the play out and throw pulled Avery off the bag and got by him.
Runners on second and third. The 1-0 is swung on and missed from Justin Perez. And for Perez from Franklin Pierce University, batted 170 on base of 290, 6 RBIs. Had 4 extra base hits as he swings through this offering from Mandela. Now Jackson Mandela's ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. With 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning, but runners in scoring position.
Yeah, Mandela facing adversity for the first time this season. See if he can buckle down and get himself out of this jam.
The 1-2. Taken all the way, strike 3 called. Big strikeout from Jackson Mandela, as now he is 1 out away from working out of trouble here in the bottom of the second.
You don't really know what Perez was waiting for on that one. Got a 2-strike pitch, looked like it was right over the heart of the plate, and he was caught napping on that one. Maybe wasn't expecting the heater, but Mandela, big strikeout there.
College, where he batted .445. Strong throw from Ben Rushing gets the Copperheads out of trouble in the bottom of the second. Still no score as we head into the top half of the third, as you're listening to the Copperheads on the Copperhead Media Network. Presented by Ohio Health. Phil Glasser, Jacob Erickson, and Ty Krittenberger all due up in the top of the third inning. We're going to check that. That'll be Jacob Erickson as Glasser ended the top of the second. First pitch taken high and inside for Jacob Erickson. Erickson from Allen Park, Michigan, went to Michigan State. As we check the swing all the way down to first base umpire Clark Husky. And he did go around. 1 ball and 1 strike here on the top of the third. Swing and a miss on the offering from Ryan Duncan. 1-2.
Duncan has not been afraid to use that breaking ball in any part of the count so far in this one.
1-2 from Duncan. Curveball watched all the way. Strike 3 called. And Erickson is sent back to the dugout. Back to the top of the lineup. Ty Krittenberger and Jared Hurd. Krittenberger struck out swinging his last time up, and Hurd reached on a full count walk. From the windup, Duncan's pitch. Taken on the low and outside corner for a called strike. Krittenberger checks his swing, doesn't go around. 1 ball and 1 strike. And for Ty Krittenberger, a first-team All-County and FACA All-State honors. As the 1-1 is a breaking ball that misses low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Krittenberger, 5'11", bats right, throws right, from University of Central Florida. As he swings and lines this one along the first base line and slices foul. evens up the count at 2-2. Still no score between the Southern Ohio Copperheads and the Licking County Settlers. Settlers were threatening back in the bottom of the second, but Mandela was able to get out of it as Krittenberger watches this one go high and inside. Full count.
It's now the third straight inning. The second batter for the Copperheads in the inning have worked a full count on Duncan.
The 3-2 swung on and fouled back. He'll do it again. Copperheads as a team batted .310 last year. Averaged around 6 runs per game. As Duncan's getting ready for the payoff pitch. As he deals, breaking ball hits the outside corner. Strike 3 called. Well, Krittenberger thought that was a little bit outside. It might have been, but home plate umpire Kyle Ogleby will say no. It's his strike zone, and he will call it as he sees it.
Yeah, Krittenberger thought he had the walk on that one for sure, but so far, home plate umpire Kyle Ogleby has been giving that leadway on the outside part of the plate. 3-2 might have been too good to take there in that situation, and he's retired for the second out of the inning.
Well, now 2 strikeouts in the inning for Ryan Duncan. Jared Hurd now at the plate. He walked his last time up. 0-1 pitch is taken in for a called strike, 0-2. Duncan's really pitching to Ogleby's strike zone here, really figuring it out and hitting his corners. As the 0-2 is taken high and away for ball 1. Good waste pitch from Duncan, but just could not get Hurd to swing.
Yep, Hurd, very disciplined hitter, worked a walk his first time.
The 1-2 is taken low and inside, and this one's not hard to decipher. Ball in the dirt. 2-2.
Yeah, that one bounced well in front of home plate. Not a hard take there for Hurd. Now he's back even in the count, so he can get something to do something with here with 2 down.
2-2 count, and the pitch swung on, line drive up the middle. That will fall down for a base hit, and Jared Hurd is on base for the second time today.
Nice job by Hurd on that pitch, fighting off that breaking ball, able to keep his hands inside of it, driving it right back where it came from, dumps it in the center field for a base hit. First hit for the Copperheads today and on the season.
A nice hard line drive from Jared Hurd to get things going for the Copperheads with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. As now Ben Rushing takes a pitch outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. No score between either team.
Yeah. Have not seen a clean inning yet so far from Duncan's. Copperheads have had base runners on in all of the first 3 innings.
The 1-0 bounces in the dirt and gets away from the catcher, Noss. Rounding second, thought about heading to third, but he will stay put. As Jared Hurd, he will advance on the wild pitch. Or the pass ball, we'll see how that's scored.
Yeah, that one took a wild hop on the catcher back behind the dish. That one was almost up over the backstop, hit about 3/4 of the way up there, and Hurd with a strong turn to second, but catcher's able to corral the ball up and hold him there at second base. But now, opportunity here for the Copperheads, running in scoring position.
And it will be a pass ball. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Now with the runner in scoring position, Ben Rushing will try to knock him in. As Duncan steps off the mound. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 away. Top of the 3rd inning. Jared Hurd for the Copperheads is on second, and now he's swinging a foul ball towards the right side. That goes out of play. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Rushing did have an error back in the 2nd inning on a hard line drive, but he was able to recover and get the next ball that was hit his way to retire that side.
Baseball always seems to work that way.
Now Ben Rushing has an opportunity here to help himself and get a run in, but this one was swung on and went down the third baseline foul.
Yeah, Duncan's done a nice job settling down since that pass ball that moved the runner in the scoring position, comes right back, fires 2 straight strikes in there. Rushing gonna have to protect here now with 2 strikes.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Top the third. Man on second for the Copperheads as the 2-2 taken outside, and it'll be a full count to Ben Rushing.
Nice discipline there from Rushing, not chasing that pitch off the outside part of the plate, able to earn himself a payoff pitch here with 2 down.
Full count. The payoff pitch from Duncan. Taken low and away for ball 4. So another full count walk issued from Ryan Duncan. And now there are runners on first and second base here in the top of the third inning with 2 away.
Already the 3rd walk of the outing so far for Duncan. He's at times been able to shove the strike zone, but other times he's struggled and kind of danced around hitters, and now he's got to face Gamber, who hit a hard hit ball to second baseman his last time up.
Chris Gambert, a line drive right at the second baseman, and this time he goes the other way and sends this one into the gap. No, he doesn't. Right fielder Stone is able to cover a lot of ground and retire the side. So Nate Stone, on a ball that looked like it was destined for the outfield wall, is able to cut it down and get the out in the air. No score after the top of the third, as we'll head into the bottom of the third for the Licking County Settlers. You're listening to the Copperheads on the Copperhead Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Nine, and then the top of the lineup for the Licking County Settlers. We're here in the bottom of the third inning. 1 hit apiece between both teams. No runs across after a couple innings of what looked like to be a couple runs scoring opportunities. As the first pitch is in for a called strike to Connor Dodge. And for Connor Dodge from Bakersfield, California, so he takes a ball. 5'9", bats left, throws right from Hope College. As the 1-1 is swung on, fouled off towards the left side behind the press box. And, of course, out of play.
Yeah, Mandela would look to have a smoother inning than he did in the bottom of the last inning. Had to work out of a second and third with only 1 away jam, able to get a strikeout, then a ground ball to escape the inning unscathed.
The 1-2 misses away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And for the Licking County Settlers last season, batted as a team .241, and an on-base appearance of .345 as that pitch misses again. Full count to Connor Dodge. And the Settlers, well, they scored about 5 runs per game. As that one is swung on and missed, strike 3. Another strikeout for Jackson Mandela. Make it his 4th on the day.
Yeah, it's a real good location out on the outside corner. Tough pitch to hit with a full count. Obviously, you can't let that one go by, but really tough to hit that ball on the outside corner and try to go the other way with it. And Mandela picks up his 4th strikeout of the outing so far.
Back to the top of the lineup, Sam Wilson. As he swings at the first pitch, fouls it straight back. 0-1. Don Edwards Stadium. 300 feet to left, 380 to center. As the pitch is taken low for ball 1. And then the 300 down the right field line. Yeah, not too deep out in the corners.
No, not at all. If someone can pull a ball down the line, they might be able to sneak one out of here today.
This one is fouled straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Into Sam Wilson. Wilson, his last time up, grounded out to short. Back at the top of the first. Or check that bottom of the first. The 1-2. Swung on, bouncing ball towards third. That one goes foul. Count remains at 1-2. Mandela has been good so far, keeping the Licking County Settlers in check, keeping them guessing as that curveball is flown out into center field. Ranging under it, making the one-hand catch is Ty Krittenberger. Krittenberger gets the 2nd out of the inning, and now Casey Maniglia will come to the plate.
Yeah, Mandela didn't get that breaking ball exactly as low as he wanted to, but still got Wilson to get under and just hit a little lazy fly ball into center field. Nice, easy play for Krittenberger out there.
2 outs, bottom of the 3rd inning. First pitch into Beniglia is alone inside for ball 1. The pitch is breaking ball, hits the zone, evens up the count at 1 apiece. Beniglia, a sophomore. So he takes a pitch high and inside. Sophomore from University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. The Tar Heels. Has a 2-1. Taken on the outside portion of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Mandela done a real good job staying out of the middle of the plate. Not too many hard hit balls off him so far through the first time, through the order now, heading into the 2nd time.
The 2-2. Taking all the way, strike 3 called. Maniglia sits down back to the bench. Another 1-2-3 inning from Jackson Mandela as we'll head into the top of the 4th. You're listening to the Copperheads on the Copperhead Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Top of the 4th inning. We've got a new man on the mound after Ryan Duncan went 3 innings, allowed a hit, no runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Cole Niekamp. Joey.
Yeah, number 36, Cole Niekamp, now on the bump to take over here in the top of the 4th inning out of Versailles, Ohio. Attends Ohio State University, not too far from here, out in Columbus. Not too many numbers from this past season. His freshman year served as more of a redshirt year for Niekamp. But he takes the mound early here after a 3-inning outing from Duncan. And leading off the inning for the Copperheads will be Zion Avery, the first baseman. Avery hit a liner right back to the pitcher his first time up that actually knocked his glove off. And here comes a pitch called strike on Avery, 0-1, but Avery was not able to beat out the throw to first base. Duncan was able to recover and throw him out. Niekamp, here comes the 0-1, breaking ball. Lost the grip on that one. It sails over the head of Avery to even up the count at 1.
Everybody's just trying to get the grip back, a little time off from the spring season, trying to get into the summer swing.
Yeah, you could tell right after he let it go, he knew something wasn't right as it sailed over the head of Avery. Here comes the 1-1, taken just off the black for a ball, and Avery finds himself ahead of the count 2-1. Copperheads found themselves threatening last inning. They had runners on first and second with 2 down when Chris Gambert hit a liner to right field that was caught as that ball's taken in the dirt by Avery for ball 3-1. But Gambert hit one hard into the gap, but the right fielder was able to track it down for the final out of the inning. And we are still scoreless here in the top of the 4th inning, 0-0. Niekamp, here comes this 3-1 delivered to Avery. Avery, big hack at that one. But he wasn't able to get anything, and that will run the count full at 3-2. Avery looked like he was looking to do some damage with that swing.
I saw a pitch he liked and just missed it.
A full count pitch to Avery, and he will take it up and inside for ball 4. And the Copperheads will have their leadoff man on for the first time in this one via the walk by Zion Avery.
Well, just a nice at-bat from Zion Avery. He, of course, would prefer to get the hit. But, any way he gets on base, game is still scoreless. So he's looking to, just get the Copperheads on the board for the first time this season.
And with that steps in the right fielder, Sebastian Fabic, as the 2 Ohio Bobcats bat back-to-back in the order today from Coach Austin Dumfries. That pitch taken in the dirt and outside. Nice block by the catcher, Noss, for ball 1. But Sebastian Fabic, a sophomore this past year, played in 52 games for the Ohio Bobcats, batting .202 as he drew a walk his last time up. Now Avery takes off to second, and there will be no throw. Avery got a great read on Niekamp's delivery, and he wasted no time. He was already halfway there by the time he let the ball go. And the pitch is also taken for a ball, so 2-0.
Well, just really a heads-up base running from Zion Avery, able to take the base and put himself in scoring position.
Right you are, my friend. Now they have a runner in scoring position with nobody out here. 2-0 count to Fabic. Niekamp checks the runner quickly. Now back to the plate, fires it in there, and that ball will be taken just on the inside corner for a strike to run the count to 2-1.
It is a bit deceptive, when the catcher drops down to both knees as if he's going to block the pitch. I didn't think it hit the dirt, but just the way that the catcher reacted to the pitch, makes it look like a ball where it could be a strike.
And that one will actually be low and looked more in the dirt than the first one to run the count to 3-1.
Hey, all these teams are coming together, all these college teams, different players from different colleges, just coming together for one summer of summer ball and got to figure each other out.
Niekamp deals a 3-1 pitch to Fabic, and that will be ball 4. Fabic will work his second walk in as many at-bats, and now Copperheads threatening here. Niekamp walks the first 2 he faces out of the pen, and it will now be first and second with nobody down for one of the returners on this ball club, the backstop, Scott Combs. Combs hit a little weak ground ball to shortstop his first time up. The throw to first was in the dirt, so he beat it out and reached on a fielder's choice. as the catcher Noss goes out to try to calm down Niekamp a little bit after his first two batters.
Well, nothing will drive a coach crazier is when he brings in a relief pitcher and then he walks the first two batters he sees. You know, there's a high percentage. If you walk somebody, they're going to come around in to score. You walk two people, well, doesn't look great.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to do out of the bullpen as Niekamp tries to find the zone, but that will be taken low and outside for a ball. And Combs finds himself ahead in the count 1-0. Top of the fourth inning here at Don Edwards Park, still no score. Copperheads threatening here with 2 runners on and nobody out as Combs. Big hack at that one, but he just fouls it back into the backstop to even the count up at 1.
A good swing from Combs, just a little bit on top of it.
Combs steps back into the box. Niekamp toes the rubber. 1-1 pitch. A lot of attention to Avery out there at second base. Here comes the pitch, and it will hit Combs in the back. And he will take the painful trot down the first base, and that will load the bases here for the Copperheads in the top of the fourth inning. And they've loaded them without even picking up a hit.
Well, all three batters you see when you're coming in relief, if they reach base, again, it's going to drive a coach crazy. And I think right after the hit by a pitch, the Settlers coach T.J. Wharton jumped out of the dugout, signaled down to the bullpen, and was like, all right, we got to make a change here.
Yeah, so a very, very short outing on opening day here for Cole Niekamp as he faces 3 batters, walks 2 of them, and hits another one. And that will leave the bases loaded here for the top of the fourth inning. We're going to go into a break here as a new pitcher comes in for the Settlers. You're listening to the Copperheads on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Another pitching change here for the Settlers in the top of the fourth inning. Now coming on to the bump is number 37, Bo Foster out of Powell, Ohio. The sophomore at Jackson Community College made 9 appearances this past season, 1 game started, 1-3 record, 1 save at a 4.58 ERA, and 19 2/3 innings pitched, striking out 23. Right now the Copperheads top of the fourth inning, 0-0 score. Copperheads nobody down, and the bases are loaded for Philip Glasser as he takes that ball up and outside for a called ball to be up in the count 1-0. Short outing for Niekamp, who just came on as that pitch taken on the outside corner for a striking up the count of 1. Niekamp came in the top of the fourth inning after the start from Ryan Duncan, who gave up no runs in 3 innings. But Niekamp walked his first 2 batters and then hit the next one to load the bases here as Glasser will take that breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. Nice location there from Foster, and it will be a 1-2 count.
Yeah, breaking pitch at the low portion of the strike zone. You know, again, just locating their pitches, doing what Duncan was able to do successfully.
1-2 to Foster. Glasser will line that one down the third base line into the bleachers. Look out, fans, as that one was hit hard, and we'll do it all over again, 1-2.
Well, now a little cute fan has a little souvenir. Young Settlers fan. Oh, but she had to return the ball.
Ah. Here comes the 1-2 now. Base low, nobody at the Glasser. He swings on and misses, so Foster comes in out of the pen and gets 1 out here to try to work his way out of the jam.
Now, that was a huge out for Beal Foster. Bases loaded, comes in. First pitch was a ball, but, really settled down and was able to get the out.
So with that, we'll bring in the 9-hitter Jacob Erickson playing shortstop. He batted just an inning ago and struck out looking. He'll take that one up and inside for a ball, 1-0. Copperheads have runners on in every inning so far in this game, but have not been able to scratch across a run. Yet they've had all those base runners. So one away here in the top of the fourth inning, still scoreless between the Copperheads and the Settlers.
Well, anytime you get the bases loaded with nobody out, you expect to score a run, no matter how you do it.
1-1 breaking ball from Foster. That will catch the inside corner for a strike. And Foster finds himself ahead of yet another Copperheads hitter since coming into the pen, up 1-2 on Erickson. Working fast as Foster toes the rubber pitch, taken inside for a ball that will even up the count at 2. Nice eye there from Jacob Erickson.
And Erickson made sure to look behind him to make sure that was a ball.
Definitely do not want to get rung up in this situation with the bases loaded. So Foster kicks and deals a 2-2, taken in the dirt. Nice block there from Noss to keep Zion Avery over there at third base. And that will now run the count full here, so he's going to have to bring it to him. With a full count, one away, bases loaded.
Nowhere to put him.
Nowhere to put him is right. Zion Avery stands on third, Sebastian Fabic on second, Scott Combs on first for the Copperheads. Full count pitch, and it will be called strike 3 on the inside corner. The second time Erickson goes down looking, and Bo Foster comes in and strikes out back-to-back guys, and now it's 2 away, and it looks like the Settlers might work their way out of this jam.
A very daunting task is what it appeared to be. Walk, hit by pitch, and now, you got 2 outs, 2 strikeouts.
Foster deals to the leadoff hitter, Ty Krittenberger. That pitch will be taken low for a ball, 1-0. But Foster inherited the worst situation a relief pitcher can. Bases loaded, nobody out. That pitch will now be taken upstairs for a ball, 2-0 to Krittenberger. Krittenberger 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out to lead off the game back in the first inning, swinging and then again looking just an inning ago back in the third. Again, bases loaded here for the Copperheads. 2 down, 2-0 pitch from Foster will be taken on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Krittenberger still ahead, 2-1. Krittenberger, the center fielder for Florida, in the leadoff spot for the Copperheads today. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. He fouls that one down the first base line over the dugout to even up the count at 2.
Krittenberger just has to go in there and battle. He's got to find his way on base. 2 outs, whether it be a hit or a walk. No matter what it is, he's got to get on for the Copperheads.
Definitely looking to protect here. 2-2 pitch from Foster. Hit back up the middle. Flipped onto second base for the force out. And the Settlers will work their way out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam and give up no runs to the Copperheads. As Bo Foster comes on after Niekamp puts 3 on, 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Foster strikes out Glasser, strikes out Erickson, and then gets the fielder's choice on Krittenberger. So we head into the bottom of the fourth inning, still scoreless here at Don Edwards Park. You are listening to the Southern Ohio Copperheads on the Southern Ohio Copperheads Media Network. Brought to you by Ohio Health. Bottom of the fourth inning here at Don Edwards Park as we still have a scoreless ball game between the Copperheads and the Settlers. Copperheads had bases loaded, nobody down in the top of the fourth inning, but were unable to scratch across the first run in this game. And stepping into the dish here is the three-hitter, Nate Stone. Heart of the order up for the Settlers this inning as they will look to try to break this scoreless tie. Here in the bottom of the fourth, Jackson Mandela still on the hill for the Copperheads. He deals Stone his first ball swing. He fouls that one back behind the press box, 0-1. Mandela only allowing one hit so far to the Settlers lineup. He deals the 0-1, and that was a fly ball to center field. Crittenberger running over towards left center. He calls off the left fielder, Hurd, and will make the catch for the first out of the inning. So Stone is retired. That will bring in Austin Moo to the DH, who was 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far in this one.
Now batting, designated hitter, Austin Moody.
Austin Moody struck out against Mandela back in the bottom of the second inning, and Mandela has really looked pretty good.
Been real aggressive so far, pounding the strike zone, working at his own pace. As that will now be a pop-up in the infield. It'll be called off by the shortstop, Erickson, and he will make the catch for the second out of the inning. So 2 outs and only 3 pitches this inning for Mandela, making quick work of this Settlers middle of the order.
And that's what coaches love to see. People always talk about, all right, that's how many strikeouts you got, what do you got, but how effective are you out on the mound? If you can get, all your outs, 27 outs, or however many it takes to end the game, and you're only doing that under 100 pitches, it's pretty good.
As with that will be Turner Hill, the 5-hitter, as he will take that pitch outside for a ball. Up in the count, 1-0. Turner has the only hit in the ball game so far for the Settlers as he flicked one in between the shortstop and third baseman earlier. Now he drives that one out to center. Crittenberger looks to have a beat on it, and he barely has to move to make the catch. So quick work that inning by Jackson Mandela. He yet another 3-up, 3-down inning, only throwing 5 pitches to do it. As now we will head into the top of the 5th inning, still tied at 0. Copperheads will look to scratch across the first run of the inning next time up. You are listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on the Ohio Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Top of the 5th inning here between the Copperheads and the Settlers. Still tied at 0. Both teams only able to scratch across 1 hit on the board so far. And the man who has it for the Copperheads is this guy, Jared Hurd, the left fielder. Base in the center field his last time up as he will take that one outside for a ball and be up in the count 1-0. Bo Foster remaining on the bump for the Settlers after coming in to a bases loaded, nobody out jam and retiring the next 3 batters. As Herb will take that pitch on the outside part of the plate for a strike to even up the count at 1. Working fast here is Foster. Throws a breaking ball. Will just miss low for a ball. Hurd finds himself up in the count 2-1. Still working fast. Foster deals the 2-1, and that one will be taken outside for a ball, and Hurd finds himself up in the count 3-1. Now Hurd has reached base both his times up so far. Back in the first inning, drew a walk and then a base hit his last time up. As he will roll over that one to the second baseman, fires it on to first, easy out there, and Hurd is retired for the first out of the inning. With that will come in the 3-hitter, Ben Rushing. Rushing is 0 for 1 so far in the ball game, with a strikeout back in the first inning and then a walk his last time up. First pitch to Rushing will be taken for a called strike. Rushing out of the University of Central Florida. Playing third base today, as that one will be taken in the dirt for a ball, 1-1. So Foster deals, and that one will be fouled off down towards the first base dugout. And Foster will find himself ahead in the count 1-2. You know, Foster has been pretty darn good ever since coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah, he has. You know, I mean, except for the one, I don't know. I mean, he threw a ball to start off his appearance, but like other than that, it's been pretty good.
So 1-2 pitch to Ben Rushing. He will just get a piece of that one and foul it back behind the plate to stay alive at 1-2.
I mean, Beau Foster coming into the game, bases loaded, nobody out, strikes out the first two, and then gets another one to ground out. That's a pretty good relief appearance.
1-2 from Beau Foster. Will be taken just below the knees for a ball. Nice eye there from Rushing, and that will even up the count at 2. Two-two pitch from Foster. Breaking ball lined right at the second baseman, Perez, who did not flinch at all. He will make the catch, and there will be 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning.
A lot of line drives are seeming to go opposite field for the Copperheads, but just right into the glove of the second baseman, Perez. Hard hits, just they're hitting somebody.
Yeah, Russian hit that one right on the button, but right at Perez. Right into the glove, it seemed like. He just put it up, and it was in there for the second out of the inning. That will bring in Chris Gambert as Foster will deal to him. And Gambert will line that one towards left field. Coming in's the left fielder with a diving catch. Maniglia running in and taking yet another base hit away from Chris Gambert, as he's hit 3 balls hard, but all 3 of them have been caught so far. And a quick 3-up, 3-down inning there for the Copperheads heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. Still tied at 0 here at Don Edwards Park. You are listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Bottom of the 5th inning here, Evan Fromweiler, the third baseman for the Settlers, stepping up to the dish as Jackson Mandela has retired the last 8 batters he has faced heading into the bottom of the 5th inning as he throws a breaking ball to Fromweiler. That'll be taken upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Mandela only allowing 1 hit so far in this outing as he will fire that fastball on the outside corner for a strike to even up the count at 1. 1-1 pitch from Mandela, taken upstairs for a ball, 2-1 by Fromweiler. Fromweiler from Aurora, Ohio, attends Ohio University. And here comes a 2-1 from Mandela, and that ball will be lined into right field. Looks like Fabic has a beat on it, right at him for the out, for the first out of the inning.
A lot of these balls are being hit hard, but like we said, for the Copperheads are being hit at second base. Well, I mean, the balls for the Settlers, line drives into the outfield, but again, they're just finding somebody there.
So now 9 in a row going back to the second inning for Mandela. As here comes the pitch to second baseman Justin Perez. He swings on it and fouls it back into the mitt for strike one. Early on, Mandela was picking up quite a few strikeouts. He had 4 in the first 3 innings, but so far the last 4 hitters have all put the ball in play. As that ball will be taken outside for a ball to even up the count at 1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Mandela. 1 away here in the bottom of the fifth inning, excuse me. That ball is fouled back into the catcher, Scott Combs. Appears to should be shaking it off. He looks okay, but home plate umpire Ogilvy will walk the ball out to Mandela to give Combs a breather.
I think Combs was all right. You know, took off the mask, took off the helmet, flicked the hair back, and then reset everything again. So he seems tough. He's all right.
He's ready to go for this next one. Justin Perez 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout looking back in the second inning. Here comes the 1-2 from Mandela taken upstairs for a ball to even up the count at 2. So we're still scoreless here in the bottom of the fifth inning between these two teams, feeling each other out here in the first game of the season here in the GLSCL. 2-2 pitch taken just outside for a ball. Mandela wanted that one, kind of stared in towards home plate a little bit, but that will run the count full. Working fast, Mandela. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, fouled back over the press box by Justin Perez.
Well, it'll not be as easy of an inning as the bottom of the fourth was for Mandela.
Perez from Willimantic, Connecticut goes to Franklin Pierce College. That one will be taken upstairs for ball 4. And after retiring 9 straight hitters, the Settlers will finally have another base runner here in the bottom of the fifth.
Well, that'll also be the first walk issued from the Copperheads this season. A well-earned walk from Perez. You know, fouled off a couple tough pitches, and Mandela will just have to dig right back in against Naws.
So stepping in is the catcher Naws, as he will be first ball swinging, fouls that one back out of play. Yet again, Mandela finds himself working ahead of these Settlers hitters.
Please remember to return all foul balls to the Settlers dugout. Thank you.
As Mandela steps off, runner on first. 1 away here, scoreless ball game in the bottom of the fifth. Here comes a 1-1 taken low for a ball. Combs checks Perez back to first base, nothing doing. And Naws will now be ahead in the count 2-1. Evan Naws doing the catching duties today at Eastern Gateway Community College, the Gators. Coming off his sophomore year as he will foul that one back over the first base dugout to even up the count at 2. Naws, one of 3 catchers on this Settlers roster for the summer, as he gets the nod here for opening day. As Mandela will step off the mound and look Perez back to the bag over at first base. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Mandela, and it is popped up over back behind third. Erickson will range back in a couple steps into the outfield grass and camp under it to make the catch for the second out of the inning. No problem there. Erickson looked like he had that one all the way.
All the way, had eyes on it, 2-hand catch. Routine play for Erickson.
So coming up is the lefty center fielder Connor Dodge, rounding out this Settlers lineup today. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far in this game. As Mandela gets his sign out of the stretch, comes set and will fire. Runner going. Combs fires it down to second. Throw is in time, and they get Perez at second base. Nice throw there from Scott Combs to nail stealing Perez, his first man thrown out this season. And that will retire the side for the Copperheads. So now we are going to head into the top of the 6th inning. Still scoreless here at Don Edwards Park on opening day. You're listening to Ohio Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Top of the 6th inning here as the Bobcats have the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up. Zion Avery, Sebastian Fabic, and Scott Combs, who all reached base their last times up. As we are still tied here at 0 in the top of the 6th at Don Edwards Park. Bo Foster remains on the mound here for the Settlers. Coming in back in the 4th inning, worked his way out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam. He's retired all 6 batters he's faced as he bounces that breaking ball in the dirt. And Avery will find himself ahead in the count 1-0. Now Avery, 0 for 1 on the day. He lined one back at the pitcher, but was speared and thrown out at first base in his first at-bat, as home plate umpire will call that one a strike. Kyle Ogleby on the call to even up the count at 1. In Avery's second at-bat, he drew a walk to lead off the 4th inning, as that ball will be called strike 2 on the breaking ball. Nice location there from Foster. Now Avery down in the count 1-2. Foster working fast, pushes it off the rubber, and that one will be taken. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Avery didn't seem to favor the call, but that doesn't matter in the end. Foster strikes out yet another, retiring his 7th batter faced since coming in relief back in the 4th inning.
Now Foster just really has come in and shut down the Copperheads here. Not really being able to do really anything against Foster.
With that steps in Sebastian Fabic, who has walked in both his plate appearances. Now hits a chopper to short. Fabic hustling down the line, fires on the first, not in time. Fabic will beat out the infield base hit to reach base for the 3rd straight time. Nice hustle down the line there from Fabic, as he hit a high chopper. Looked like it might have even hit off the plate there. And Fabic's able to hustle it down the line to reach first safely.
Fabic was one of the quicker outfielders for the Bobcats this past spring season for them, and he can move. Any ball anywhere put into play, Sebastian Fabic has a good chance of beating it out.
Yeah, Wilson had no problem fielding that ball, as that ball will be taken inside for a strike to Scott Combs, but just unable to get the throw over there in time to retire Fabic. And the Copperheads will have a base runner here in the top of the 6th inning with 1 away. As here comes the 0-1 to Scott Combs. That won't be taken on the inside corner for a strike, and he finds himself down 0-2. Now Scott Combs is 0 for 1 on the day, reads on a fielder's choice back in the 2nd, then was hit by a pitch his last time. Out that ball, breaking ball taken on the inside. Combs thought about swinging, but able to keep the hands back, and that will make the count 1-2. Foster working very quick-paced here so far. 1-2 as that breaking ball will be fouled off down the 3rd base line. Picked up cleanly there by Austin Dunphy. Fires it over into the dugout. And the count remain 1-2. Yeah, that's head coach Austin Dunphy over there, manning 3rd base, coach in his first season with the Copperheads. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Comes will foul that one back into the screen to stay alive at 1-2.
Dunphy used to play for the Copperheads, and as we heard yesterday, always dreamed about coming to play for the Copperheads, and now it's a dream come true for him to coach the Southern Ohio Copperheads as he lives close in Pomeroy.
1-2 comes a foul off, yet another one down towards the 3rd base dugout. But yeah, anybody who asks Dunphy tells him he's very excited for this season, as he was an assistant coach for several years with the team. Took a year off last year, but now he's back as the head coach.
Just can't stay away.
That's right. 1-2 Combs, a hit and run as Fabic will round it and head to 3rd. Will be held up at 3rd by Dunphy. Combs is over at first base. A base hit into left field for Combs, and now the Copperheads have runners at the corners with just 1 away here in the top of the 6th inning.
Well, just a nice piece of hitting from Scott Combs. Combs just line drive right over the glove, jumping from Wheeler. Executes the hit and run perfectly. And now the Copperheads are in business with 1 away.
Yep, Fabic going on the pitch. Combs able to line that one just over the leaping 3rd baseman from Wheeler. And now the Copperheads yet again with a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs. We'll see if Philip Glasser can get him in, who is 0 for 2 on the day. As a lefty will line one into center field. That one's going to drop for a base hit. Coming in to score as Fabic, the Copperheads will have their first run of the season on an RBI base knock from Philip Glasser, and it's 1-0 here in the top of the 6th inning.
Well, Glasser wasting no time. First pitch he sees, gets it right into center field, and the Copperheads have their first run of the season.
Yup, Glasser sending that ball right back where it came from, dumping it into center field. First time all day the Copperheads are able to string some hits together, and they're able to capitalize with their first run in the new season, as the first pitch to Erickson will be fouled up and over the first base dugout for strike one. So that's an RBI knock for Glasser, his first RBI and hit on the season, coming in bunches as Erickson will take that pitch for strike two. So Fabic with an infield base hit to get on base. Scott Combs hits him over to third with a base hit, and Philip Glasser, first ball swinging, lines one into center field for a hit. And the Copperheads find themselves up 1-0 as Jacob Erickson will cut on and miss a 3-pitch strikeout from Foster. Third strikeout by Erickson on the day, and now they're 2 away here in the top of the sixth.
Now batting number 3, Ty Crittenberger.
Now the leadoff hitter, Crittenberger, will come in. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Here comes a pitch from Foster, breaking ball in there for a called strike. So Scott Combs out there at second base, Philip Glasser over there at first. 1-0 Copperheads here in the top of the sixth inning after a Philip Glasser base hit a second ago, and that ball is smoked into left field, and that ball will be caught by the left fielder, Maniglia. Crittenberger gave it a pretty good ride. He jumped on that pitch, but unable to find the hole. But the Copperheads are able to scratch a run across here for the first run of the ball game and take a 1-0 lead heading into the bottom of the sixth inning. Copperheads 1, Settlers 0. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Heading into the bottom of the sixth inning here at Don Edwards Park. The Copperheads clinging to a 1-0 lead here over the Settlers of Licking County. The Copperheads picked up their first run in the top of the inning on a RBI base hit by Philip Glasser. His first RBI on the season, as it will be 9-1-2 here for the Settlers. Connor Dodge came up to bat last inning before Justin Perez was thrown out by Combs, trying to take second base.
Now batting number 5.
So the lefty will come back up. Jackson Mandela still in there for the Copperheads. He throws that ball high and outside for a called ball, 1-0. Prior to the last inning, Mandela had retired 9 straight batters for giving up a walk, as that ball is taken for a strike. To even up the count at 1. Mandela has been smooth sailing here ever since the second inning. As here comes the 1-1 breaking ball, low for a ball, 2-1. As back in the second inning, Settlers had runners on second and third with 1 away. Mandela picked up a strikeout and then a ground out to get out of that inning, and has had 3 straight 3-up, 3-down innings since. That ball will be lined into left field. Pretty easy catch out there for Hurd, and that will be the first out of the inning. Didn't have to take too many steps to catch that one.
No, it didn't. You know, not again, outfielders are kind of in position, though the Settlers have made a couple nice catches in the outfield on balls that we thought were driven to the wall possibly. It just died in the air.
Yep, ball not really carrying out here today in Newark, where Don Edwards Park is located. That will bring in the leadoff hitter, Sam Wilson, playing shortstop today as he swings and misses at that breaking ball for strike one. Now Wilson is 0 for 2 on the day. Grounded out to short back in the first inning, then hit a fly ball to center his last time up. As here comes the 0-1, another breaking ball for Mandela. That will be taken inside for a ball to even up the count at 1. So Jackson Mandela at a McHenry Community College, coming off his freshman year. Here comes a 1-1. Good location on the outside corner for a strike. He hit exactly where Combs is lined up, and now it's 1-2. Mandela working fast here. Fires that one. Wilson thought about swinging, but he will take it off the outside corner for a ball, 2-2.
And Combs kind of held it there just a little bit to give Ogilvy a chance to give it a called strike, just a little bit outside.
2-2. Caught on and missed by Sam Wilson for strike 3. Mandela picks up yet another strikeout in this outing. That is now his 5th on the day, and there are 2 away now in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Left fielder, Casey Maniglia.
With that brings in the number 2 hitter, left fielder Casey Maniglia. He is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts, 1 swinging and 1 looking. As Mandela will look to work yet another 1-2-3 inning here for the Settlers, as now time is called by the home plate umpire.
Sorry. It's hard to can't hear it when it's in here.
As it looked like we had a little bit of music playing in the park that was going on, but we got that taken care of.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time. Done that a couple times, too.
Pitch from Mandela, foul back and out of play. Now it's an 0-2 pitch to Maniglia here with 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Copperheads clinging to a 1-0 lead after scoring a run in the top of the inning on a Philip Glasser base hit up the middle. As that will be taken upstairs, appeal down to first, no swing. The umpire will be 1-2. Mandela winds and fires a 1-2 breaking ball, chopped down in front of the mound. Mandela actually appears it hit Maniglia in the box, called out by home plate umpire Kyle Ogilvy. So we'll do it again here, 1-2.
Yeah, just got a piece of him. Might have hit his foot. Probably did hit his foot, and can't do that.
Mandela was ready, pounced right off the mound to make the play, but to no avail, and now it is 1-2 here with 2 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here comes a pitch from Mandela. Breaking ball hit to the second baseman. Diving effort from Erickson. He's able to knock it down, but that is all that will easily go as an infield base hit, and that will be the second hit of the game for the Settlers.
Well, a nice try from the shortstop, Erickson, just laying out, trying to get it. Even if he does get the ball and fields it cleanly on the dive, I'm still not sure he gets Maniglia at first base.
Yep, that ball took a high hop once it hit the dirt. Nice effort there from Erickson to knock it down, but unable to get the out at first. And with that will be the 3-hitter Nate Stone stepping into the dish, as that ball will be taken upstairs for a ball.
There you go. A very nice job from Erickson, just keeping it in the infield, but trying to get Maniglia at first.
Here comes a 1-2, popped up behind the dish. Combs looking for room, back behind home plate, and it will go up and over the backstop and even up the count at 1. Zion Avery running all the way down from first base to get a look at that one.
I kind of like the reaction from the fans in the crowd, too. Nobody, the people in the front row, they didn't pay any mind to the ball bouncing behind them.
No one flinched. Made it that much harder for Combs to tell whether it was out or not. So here comes the 1-1 pitch taken up and outside for a ball, 2-1. Now that hit from Maniglia is the first hit for the Settlers since back in the 2nd inning when Turner Hill lined one in the left field. So here comes a 2-1, 2 away here, and that pitch will be taken outside for a ball, tried to spin something there into the zone, but was unable to catch the outside corner. Now it's 3-1 to Nate Stone. Mandela delivers the 3-1. Big swing there from Stone, but he swings right through the fastball, and that will run the count 2-3-2 with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1-0 Copperheads over the Settlers.
Now 3-1, that's a hitter's count. Just couldn't catch up to the fastball.
Yep, Stone looked like he got a pitch he liked there, but unable to make any contact. Now runner goes 2 outs, and that ball will be fouled back into the screen, and we will do the full count here all over again as Stone fouls that one right back. And now Mandela toes the rubber, looking to get through 6 shutout innings here. As here comes the 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. He gets Stone swinging for the final out of the bottom of the 6th inning, stranding Maniglia at first base after picking up a base hit. That is now the 6th strikeout for Mandela on this outing, as we will now head to the top of the 7th inning as the Copperheads heading into the last 3 innings of the ballgame, still holding that 1-0 lead. You were listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Top of the 7th inning now. I'll send it back over to Connor to finish out the play-by-play duties for this one.
Thank you, Joey. We've got Jared Hurd, Ben Rushing, Chris Gambert all due up here in the top of the 7th inning as the first pitch is taken high and away from Bo Foster. Jared Hurd has reached base 2 out of 3 times today. He walked back in the top of the 1st. He had a single in the 3rd as a pitch is coming in, swung on, lifted out into left field. Still going back is Maniglia, and he juggles it and still makes the catch. A circus acrobatic catch from Maniglia. He was a little bit off balance as he just didn't know what he wanted to do with the ball. He just kept on hitting it up to himself, and he still corralled it and was able to make the catch. An unbelievable play from the left fielder of the Settlers, Maniglia.
Yeah, it looked like when Hurd first hit it, it looked like Maniglia had it camped under, but that ball just kept carrying, and Maniglia wasn't sure if he was going to get to it or reach his glove, but he was able to knock it up to himself a couple times and make a spectacular catch out there in left field.
He had it, he didn't, he had it, and then he caught it again. So, I mean, what a catch.
Heck of a catch out there.
From Maniglia. Well, Ben Rushing's batting now as he swings and fouls this one back. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. That's some way to come back, huh?
Maniglia's been busy out there in left field. We saw him make a diving catch earlier, and now that one, he's putting on a show.
1-1 the count, swung on and missed. 1-2. So Ben Rushing walked in the top of the 3rd, struck out in the 1st, and lined out to second base back in the 5th. As Foster has just been unbelievable since entering into the game in the top of the 4th, the bases loaded and nobody out. Pitch from Foster bounced in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield is playing back, outfield straight away. Center field to the right of second. As a pitch from Foster. Swung on, slow roller through the hole and in for a base hit. That gets down into a base hit. This one, Maniglia cannot make any spectacular plays. And now, runner on first for the Copperheads as Ben Rushing picks up his first hit on the season.
I might have left the press box. Maniglia found a way to make an out of that one. But, yep, Rushing able to find a hole there in the infield. Seemed like that ball had eyes, and he picks up his first base hit of the season.
Chris Gambert, the designated hitter, has hit the ball hard 3 times, make it 4 as this one is lined out into right field, but just at Stone, the right fielder, who makes a one-hand grab, throws it back into the infield. And now there are 2 away here in the top of the 7th inning. Copperheads by 1.
Yeah, that is now Chris Gambert's 4th line out of this ball game. The second one to right field. He's hit the ball all over the place. Got a line out to second, 2 line outs to right, and a line out to left field. Just unable to find any holes so far in this one.
Zion Avery now. Grounded out to the pitcher his first at-bat. Walked in the 4th and struck out looking back in the 6th. This one's in for a called strike. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on first. Copperheads 1, Settlers nothing here in the top of the 7th inning. Bo Foster, the pitch. This one's in the dirt, and taking second base is Ben Rushing. So Rushing just advances from first to second. Has now a runner in scoring position. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Definitely the right pitch to go on, a breaking ball in the dirt.
The 1-1 swung on, lifted out into right center field, moving the right fielder back. Stone. He's under it, runs under it now, makes a one-hand grab, and retires aside. So an adventurous top of the 7th inning, but no runs come across for the Southern Ohio Copperheads as we will head to the bottom half of the inning. You're listening to the Southern Ohio Copperheads on the Copperhead Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Bottom of the 7th inning, and we have a pitching change as the Copperheads hold a 1-0 lead over the Licking County Settlers. Jackson Mandela's day is done. It was a pretty good day for the new Copperhead as he goes 6 innings, allows 2 hits, no runs, none earned, 1 walk, and struck out 7 batters. So Mandela closes his book on a successful 6 innings. Colin Sells comes in to replace him. Sells from Lancaster, Ohio. Attends Ohio University. 6'4", 200 pounds. Didn't have a win or loss on his record. An ERA of 12.79 in 6 1/3 innings pitched. Batters are batting around .304 against him, as Sells will look to improve during this summer and come back and help the Bobcats win a couple more games next season.
Yeah, it's a great outing from Mandela. Anytime you can shut out a team for 6 innings. Was in command the whole time, only 1 walk, only with a couple base hits. And he exited the game in line for the win right now.
Austin Moody, the designated hitter, stands in, takes first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. Moody struck out in the 2nd inning and popped out to the shortstop back in the 4th as this one is in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sells just pats his chest a little bit. He knows he missed that pitch. But now pitching from the windup. Sells deals, swung on, fouled off towards the right side. That goes out of play, and I believe out of the stadium as we are here at Don Edwards Park in Newark, Ohio. Opening day for the Copperheads and Settlers. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 7th, the pitch in, swung on, and bounced back and hits the fence. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Moody just able to stay back enough to get just a piece of that ball. Definitely out in front of the breaking ball. Nice pitch there from Sells with 2 strikes.
The 1-2 from Sells. Swung on, and another bouncing ball. This one up the third base line goes foul. And a Settler sprints out of the dugout to go get that ball. Can't knock the hustle.
Right, and hustled it all the way down to the bullpen.
Get a couple high fives from your bullpen guys. Why not? Sells 1-2. Bounces in the dirt, evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Copperheads 1, Settlers nothing. The 1 run coming in the top of the 6th as we're here in the bottom of the 7th. Count even at 2. Colin Sells. Swung on and just fouled off. Moody stays alive.
As you can see right now, Moody is way out in front of the breaking ball. He's fouled 2 off and barely just got a piece of that one. He's going to have to sit back on that pitch if he hopes to do anything with it. Try to think right field.
2-2 from Sells. Looks at it, maybe inside, maybe a little bit high. Not too sure where it was, but nonetheless, it is a ball. 3-2 the count to the first batter Sells sees today. The pitch swung on, line drive over the jumping glove of Phil Glasser. The second baseman, ball goes all the way out into center field, and standing on first with his first hit of the season is Austin Moody. And now nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A base runner is on base for the first time since the 6th inning, but it seems like it's been a while as Mandela really did a nice job containing the Settlers. It's really only a handful of innings.
Yeah, base runners were few and far between for sure, but a nice piece of hitting there from Moody with 2 strikes. Drives that ball right into the right center field gap.
And now the first pitch into Turner Hill is bunted up the third base line. Sells, throws, and it is not in time. Safe is the call at first. Clark Husky calls him safe at first as after he moved. The umpire was behind first base. Now with the runner on base, he moved into the infield grass, calls it from behind the pitching mound. And now there are runners on first and second, nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now Evan Fromwiller, a fellow Bobcat, will hit against another Bobcat.
Now, obviously, Hill's intention there was a sacrifice bunt, but it was put in such a good spot that he was able to beat it out down the first base line.
First pitch into Fromwiller is in for a called strike, 0-1. Evan Fromwiller reached on an error in the bottom of the 2nd, lined out to right field in the bottom of the 5th. There are runners on first and second base right now against Colin Sells, who comes in to replace Jackson Mandela. Mandela went 6 strong as that pitch is for a ball, 1 ball, and 1 strike. And it looks like Scott Combs will look to maybe replace his glove, and he does. He just tosses it up into the dugout, finds a replacement glove. Could be from one of the 3 catchers that the Copperheads have on their roster.
Easy there, Connor. Remember what ballpark we're at.
We are Don Edwards Park.
No longer at Bob Ryan. Not calling Bobcats games.
No, not at all. Southern Ohio Copperheads, runners on first and second for the Licking County Settlers. Colin Sells' pitch is low and away in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 run on 5 hits, 1 error for the Copperheads. No runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the Settlers. As Colin Sells will look to settle down and get it out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch into Evan Fromwiller, swung on, a chopping ball over towards short, takes the high hop, throws over to first, and not in time. An infield single for Evan Fromwiller. Erickson's throw just didn't get there in time. It was a slow roller, a high bouncer over towards short. And now the bases are loaded with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Settlers are threatening here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, just kind of some tough luck there. Another high chopper out there to the shortstop. Erickson did all that he could. He fielded it cleanly and fired it quickly over to first, but not in time to get Fromwiller, who was booking it down the first baseline.
Well, now Justin Perez is at the plate as the first pitch from Sells is a ground ball over towards shortstop. Erickson hesitates, but now goes the easy way to first. Infield was brought in. So Erickson goes to first, gets one out, but now the runners move up to second and third with one out here in the bottom of the seventh. Ball game tied at 1 apiece. So Justin Perez, fielder's choice, RBI.
Yeah, tough play again there for Erickson. Wanted to try to maybe go home with it, but obviously with the bases loaded, Moody was moving on contact. Would have been a very tough play to get him out at the plate, so he took the sure out at first just to get an out.
So now Jackson Mandela will not have a win or a decision as Colin Sells comes in and gives up one run as a first pitch into Evan Naws is in for a called strike. No balls, one strike, runners at second and third. Colin Sells from the stretch he deals. Breaking ball gets in there for a called strike, 0-2. Evan Naws grounded out to third and flew out or popped out too short in his previous two at-bats. Infield is in, outfield playing shallow as well. The 0-2 swung on him, missed strike three. Big strikeouts from Colin Sells as now he's one out away from limiting the damage to only one run. And it looks like we may see a pinch hitter. It does appear so that we will see a pinch hitter. And it appears to be Stephen Krause. And it is Stephen Krause, a sophomore infielder from Wilmington, Ohio. Plays at Miami University of Ohio. And for Krause, batted .458 for a career with 6 home runs and 83 RBIs back in high school. I'd say that's pretty good high school resume as a first pitch in from Sells is taken low and inside for ball one. Runners on second and third. 2 outs here in the bottom of the seventh. Ball game is tied on an RBI fielder's choice from Justin Perez that scored Austin Moody. It was 3 weekly hit singles that loaded the bases as that pitch is low for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the seventh.
Wondering if with the base opening, Sells going to be very careful with Krause here. Doesn't want to give him something that he can drive and give up this lead here so late in the game. Might just put him on first base for the force at any base.
The 2-0. Inside and rolls a little away from Combs, who's able to recover it. No motion on the base paths. There's now 3 straight balls into the pinch hitter, Stephen Krause. 3-0 the count. Here's a pitch. Taken right down Broadway for strike one.
Yeah, I'd say Krause did not have the green light on that one. Otherwise, I imagine he would have been hacking at that one. It was right over the heart of the plate.
It seemed like a good pitch to swing on. And for Krause, second team All-Ohio back in 2018. That's when he finished his high school career. It's a 3-1. Taken low, ball 4. Bases are juiced yet again. Runners on first, second, and third. And now Connor Dodge, the center fielder, will take a stroll to the plate, but he might be called back. He will not, as it will be a pinch runner now for Stephen Krause. Alec Taylor will be the pinch runner for Krause. So the catcher, Naws, is out. Krause went in to hit. Got a walk. Bases are loaded. And Alec Taylor is pinch running for Krause at first. At the plate, though, Connor Dodge, as he takes a breaking ball a little bit high for ball one. 1-0 the count. Bases loaded, bottom of the seventh. Ball game tied up at 1. 1-0 pitch bounces in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error for the Copperheads. For the Settlers, 1 run on 5 hits, no errors. As the 2-0 from Sells is swung on. Hard chopper over towards short, who goes the easy way to second base for the 6-4 putouts. And the Copperheads are able to get out of the inning with only 1 run allowed after the bases were loaded. We'll be right back for the top of the 8th inning. We've got our new ball game here at Don Edwards Park as you're listening to the Copperheads on the Copperhead Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Now batting for the Copperheads.
Top of the 8th inning here at Don Edwards Park. New ball game is Copperheads 1, Settlers 1. First pitch into Zion Avery is taken in for a called strike. Foster goes back out on the mound for the Settlers as Avery pops this one up towards the first base side. First baseman Hill tried to get over to it, but it just goes over the fence and out of his reach. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 0-2 count to Zion Avery. As it'll be Avery, Sebastian Fabic, and Scott Combs all due up here on the top of the 8th. As Zion Avery taps one over towards third, rushing in and bouncing the ball that gets away. Zion Avery rounds first. He's heading for second. The ball is out in right field, and the right fielder, Stone, throws it in. As that will most likely be an error charged to the third baseman, Fromwiller. As now it's Sebastian Fabic who's at the plate and tapped it over. So Fabic was at the plate, had the slow roller, went around first, out to third. And now we're about all caught up. So Scott Combs at the plate. Swings through the first one, 0-1.
Now Fabic has reached base in all 4 of his plate appearances. Not all of them hits, but a good day for the on base for him.
Well, anytime you get on base, you help your team win, as that one goes in for a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes, with nobody out here in the top of the 8th inning.
But yeah, that's a big error there, moving Fabic into scoring position. Maybe the Copperheads are able to get that run back they gave away in the bottom of the 7th.
Fouled straight back. Count remains, no balls and 2 strikes. So runner on second base for the Copperheads as Sebastian Fabic. Fabic on second. The pitch into Combs. It was a curveball that he lifts towards the right side. Coming in is a right fielder Stone. He makes a one-hand grab. Fabic doesn't tread far away from second base. And now that's the first out here in the top of the 8th inning. So Combs flies out to right for the first out. Phil Glasser, the second baseman, now stands in at the plate. Glasser popped up to the shortstop, struck out in the 4th, and in the 6th had an RBI single. And he's responsible for the only RBI for the Copperheads thus far. Lays down a bunt, but this one goes and curves foul. Foul towards the left side of the third base line. A nice thought as the third baseman, Fromwiller, was playing deep back with a runner on second. So Glasser will have to stand in there, and now Fromwiller takes a couple steps in from when he was playing. 0-1. Curveball taken low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, I guess Glasser was punting for a base hit there on that first one. Obviously, there's already 1 away. Not too much point in moving a runner to the third with 2 down.
And now a swing and a foul ball. Misses the fence as that one goes into the stadium area. Of course, out of play. Phil Glasser and Jacob Erickson. Erickson on deck, looking to avoid the golden sombrero. The 1-2 taken outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner on second base. We're here in the top of the 8th inning. 1 out. Glasser at the plate. 2-2, swung on, bouncing ball past a diving third baseman. Fabic moves from second to third. He will hang there, and standing on first with a single, his second hit of the day, is Phil Glasser. Runners at the corners with 1 out in the top of the 8th. And now Jacob Erickson comes up to the plate in a big situation.
Yep, nice piece of hitting there by Glasser. Yet again, able to find the hole past the outstretched glove of Fromwiller. Obviously, Fabic had to wait up to see if that ball got through, so couldn't score on that play. Also very shallow in the left field, and Manigli had no problem fielding it. But Copperheads threatening here again with just 1 away, runners on the corners.
Copperheads really haven't been able to do anything against Foster here. But now they have runners on first and third as the first pitch into Erickson hits the outside corner for strike 1. Fabic led things off. Slow roller up to third. An error by Fromwiller allowed him to advance to second. As a pitch into Erickson is in for a called strike, 0-2. Scott Combs flew out to right field. Then Phil Glasser had a single poke through the hole on the left side. And now the count is at 0-2 as he tries to go for a hit and run. But it will be a swing and a miss for strike 3 for Jacob Erickson. His 4th strikeout on the day. And Phil Glasser moves from first to second. And looks like there might be a pitching change. We have a pitcher running in from left field. The bullpen for the Settlers. We'll find out who he is as the Copperheads have runners on second and third in the top of the 8th inning as they look to untie this game. We'll be right back on the Copperheads Media Network presented by Ohio Health. We're back here at the top of the 8th inning. Copperheads with runners on second and third. Ball game still tied up 1 apiece between the Copperheads and Settlers. New man on the mound after Bo Foster went 4 2/3 of an inning, allowed 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. Tanner Griggs goes into the pitching mound. He had a 4-2 record at Wittenberg University, 4.50 ERA, and 50 innings pitched. This would be his first bullpen appearance, as he started all 10 games for Wittenberg in the spring as the first pitch into Ty Krittenberger. This is for a ball.
See if Krittenberger can build off that last at bat. He had a hard line drive to fairly deep left field last time. Maniglia was able to track it down, but it was a well-hit ball.
Krittenberger, ground ball over towards short. He has it. The throw over to first in time. Signed retired. So the game will stay knotted at 1 as the Copperheads are unable to get the 2 runners in scoring position across. We are through the top of the 8th here, and we'll return to the bottom of the 8th as you're listening to the Copperheads on the Copperhead Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Bottom of the 8th, Colin Sells remains on the mound for the Copperheads as his first pitch into Casey Maniglia is low and away for ball 1. Maniglia struck out in the first and third, but had a base hit in the 6th. As Colin Sells was able to work out a bases-loaded trouble in the last inning. Second pitch is low and away for ball 2. Again, Mandela went 6 innings, allowed 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout, or 7 strikeouts, as this one is a soft liner over towards second baseman who bobbles it, and the throw is just in time. Phil Glasser on a soft line drive. It bounced 2 times before it got to him, was able to recover after he bobbles it, and throws out Casey Maniglia by the hair to get the first out here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Nice job staying with that one for Glasser. It looked like maybe a lost cause there for a second as Maniglia was hustling down the first base line, but Glasser able to recover and make a nice throw on to first just in time to get him by.
So this inning starts out a little bit better for Colin Sells as he swings, is able to get Nate Stone to swing through a pitch for strike 1. Last time for Sells, it was 3 straight singles and a fielder's choice to get a run in against him. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 8th inning. Sells from the mound. He digs and throws for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes into Nate Stone. Stone flew out to right, flew out to center, and struck out in the 6th. The 1-2 from Sells. Swung on, ground ball, takes a couple hops towards the shortstop Erickson. He throws off balance, able to just block the ball as Zion Avery. He had to come off the bag. As safe is Nate Stone. So that'll be the second error charged to the Copperheads in today's home opener, or the opening day home opener for the Settlers, as Erickson will be charged with an error. Runner on first base here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Colin Sells pitching in to Austin Moody, who got things going back in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch is in for a ball. One ball, no strikes, one out. Runner on first. Colin Sells working in his second inning of relief as he throws low and away for ball 2. Sells from the stretch. Takes a look over towards first. Nate Stone is there. Now looks into Combs and pitches to him. Has a foul back from Austin Moody. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. As the Copperheads and Settlers are deadlocked at 1. From the stretch, Sells pitches. Ball in the dirt. Combs pops up. Quick throw. He might have him, but no. Safe is the call from Clark Husky. The throw was there. Had to get the ball, dig it out of the dirt quick. Combs was able to get it there quickly. And now runner in scoring position for the Licking County Settlers. Moody takes high and inside, ball 4. And now there are runners on first and second base, which is not necessarily a bad thing considering now you have a 4 set, either first, second, or third.
Yep, definitely set up the double play there now. Also, the 4-hitter up with a runner in scoring position, not a bad idea to put him on first base, although Turner Hills picked up a couple base hits in this one, albeit one of them on a bunt. And it looks like also Dunphy's coming out towards the mound.
Haven't seen a motion down to the bullpen, nor can I see the action in the bullpen. Dunphy just appears to be taking a stroll out, try to calm down his pitcher. And now it looks like some stirring is starting out in the bullpen down the right field line.
Yeah, it looks like Thomas Lazaro down there about to get ready to get warmed up.
And Lazaro, as well as he was known for his bat last year for the Copperheads, he can pitch a little bit too.
Yeah, as well as at Lee University where he plays, and that's where he attends school. Had one of their leading batting averages on the team this past year, but also threw a good amount of innings for them when they needed him to.
Colin Sells remains on the mound as now Turner Hill is at the plate. First pitch in from Sells to Hill. Hill smacks it towards the left side, foul, out of play. 1 run on 6 hits, 2 errors for the Copperheads. 1 run on 5 hits, 1 error for the Settlers. Turner Hill has 2 hits. He's 2 for 3 today. As this one swung on, bouncing ball over towards second. The flip to short for 1. The throw to first, not in time. Fielder's choice for Turner Hill as Glasser flipped it over to Erickson at short. And now there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning as Sells looks to get through this inning unscathed.
Now batting your third baseman,
Evan Fromweiler will now bat against his former Bobcat teammate. So Austin Moody is erased off the base paths. Nate Stone now is at third. That one is high for ball 1.
Apparently. Looked pretty good from up here in the press box. I guess it just missed a hair upstairs.
The hair counts. Sells steps off and looks back the runner, Turner Hill, at first. Runners at the corners for the Settlers here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 away As Sells' pitch in is swung on. This one's a low looping ball that will get down for a base hit into right field. The Settlers take the first lead of the game for them. It is now 2-1, Licking County Settlers. Evan Fromweiler has an RBI single against his Bobcat teammates in Colin Sells. And now there are runners at first and second base with 2 outs. But the Settlers have the lead. They now lead 2-1.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate there for Sells. Frommeyer didn't get a whole lot of that one, but he just got enough to flick it over the infield. Outfield wasn't playing very shallow, and it fell in. Of course, the runner easily comes across the score, being on third base, and Copperheads find themselves down 2-1 now.
Now Justin Perez will come to the plate. Perez struck out in the second, walked, and then was caught stealing in the fifth. Then grounded into a fielder's choice in the bottom of the seventh. First pitch from Sells into Perez is taken for a ball low and away. Evan Fromweiler's on first base. He had the RBI single. Turner Hill, he's the man standing at second base. Nate Stone came in to score, and that's where we stand right now. Settlers 2, Copperheads 1. Sells pitch, low and away for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Colin Sells, long look in to the catcher, Scott Combs. Now he's ready, pitches. This one bounces in the dirt. 3 balls. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Sells needs to bear down a little bit here. Doesn't want to allow any more damage to be done here in the bottom half of the 8th. So hopefully the Copperheads can scratch across a run or 2 in the top of the inning to at least even the game up.
Runners at first and second base, 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Settlers just got the lead. And now the pitch into Justin Perez is a bit high. Ball 4, bases loaded against Colin Sells for the second straight inning. Sells came in to replace Jackson Mandela. Mandela, we've said it before, but he had a great pitching performance for the Copperheads in his debut. Went 6 innings, allowed no runs, and struck out 7 batters. Really can't ask for much more than him for that.
No, tough one for Mandela not being able to pick up the win here today, but
and now Sells will look to try to limit the damage here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bases are loaded. And Evan Naws is at the plate. Naws, the catcher, stands in, takes a ball low in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes.
Sells really got to bear down here. Starting to lose himself, walking the last batter. Now it's throwing 2 straight balls to this batter. Gonna have to find the zone here.
2 balls, no strikes. Runners on first, second, and third. They're loaded against the Copperheads here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 away. As Sells pitch. Swung on, and this one seems to be foul tipped and right into the hip of Scott Combs, as he'll jog that one off. Immediately got up and kind of was shaking his leg a little bit, but appears to be all right.
I didn't see where that got him. It was in off the foot or, as you said, maybe the hip area.
Well, I didn't think it hit one of his pads. You know, I think it definitely hit something,
Right.
part of his uniform that was not protected.
Right. Nevertheless, though, a big strike there for Sells. Hope he can bring back in another one, even up the count.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bases loaded. Colin Sells throws a curveball low in the dirt. And now 3 balls and 1 strike. And there's nowhere to put Evan Naws.
You got to be thinking Naws is sitting dead red on this one. 3-1, bases loaded, 2 down. Can't put you on first base here. Definitely going to be looking for a pitch to drive.
Sells a pitch. Outside, ball 4. Sells will walk in a run. And now 2 runs are across here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Action is still ongoing in the Copperheads bullpen, as now there's a thumbs up sign from one of the Copperheads players out there, letting Coach know that he is warmed up out there should Sells get into any more trouble. Looks like head coach Austin Dunphy is going to leave Sells in here with the bases loaded. First pitch in to Alec Turner, swings through it for strike 1. Turner from Steubenville, Ohio, attends Ohio State, as he takes a pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-2 in favor of Colin Sells. With the bases loaded, Sells' pitch, a curveball that misses wide, brings the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Copperheads leave their infield back, outfield straight away. Sells' pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. The inning is over, but not before the Licking County Settlers score 2 here in the bottom of the 8th. Copperheads have a deficit that they have to overcome should they wish to continue playing this game in the top of the 9th inning. You're listening to the Copperheads on the Copperhead Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Top of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Southern Ohio Copperheads, as they will have to send a couple to the plate. Jared Hurd, Ben Rushing, and Chris Gambert. The 2, 3, and 4 batters in their lineup. Jared Hurd on the day has a hit, walked, grounded out, and then flew out to left field. First pitch from Griggs into Hurd is outside for ball 1. Ryan Duncan held the Copperheads in check through 3. He was a starter today's game. He'll have a no decision. Cole Nijkamp came in, walked 2, had a hit by pitch, and then Bo Foster came into the game, struck out 2, and got out of that 4th inning unscathed for the Settlers, as the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody out here in the top of the 9th inning to Jared Hurd. Pitch from Griggs, ground ball over towards second, takes on a couple of hops, the throw offline, and it gets past the catcher. Jared Hurd thought about going to second, but it was just too close to the catcher Nas that he just wanted to stay on base.
Well, that's one way to get a rally started. You got to get the first guy on, right? And it looked like a pretty routine play for the second baseman, Perez, out there, but just Throws a little too wide of the target, first baseman Hill, and Hurd finds himself on base here to lead off the top of the ninth inning.
So now Hurd is on base for the third time in 5 trips to the plate. And Ben Rushing, who had a single his last time up, will look to do the same here in this at-bat. First pitch in from Griggs to Rushing. Misses for a ball. 1-0.
You mentioned that fourth inning a couple moments ago, Connor, when one pitcher came in and got 3 straight outs when the bases loaded. And it's definitely going to hurt the Copperheads if they go on to lose this game. It might be something you look back on and think about if we just could have scratched across a couple when we had bases loaded, nobody out.
Rushing watches a pitch go by for a strike, 1-1. Nobody out here in the top of the ninth inning. Runner on first thanks to an error from the second baseman Perez. 3-1 is the score as a breaking ball drops into the zone for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes against Ben Rushing. Again, the scoreboard's kind of tied up except for the runs. 6 hits apiece, 2 errors apiece. Just timely hitting. A little bit better for the Settlers today.
Yeah, definitely a very evenly matched contest so far.
Griggs' pitch swung on and missed from Ben Rushing for the first outs here in the top of the ninth inning. First out for the Copperheads, as now they'll have 2 more to play with. They do have a runner on first and the tying run at the plate. But we will see.
Gambert's hit the ball hard quite a few times here today. 4 lineouts so far. So even can maybe find a gap here or something. Get a knock on the day.
Tanner Griggs' pitch is taken in for a called strike. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Settlers 3, Copperheads 1. 0-1 pitch into Chris Gambert as a diving stop by the third baseman gets the force out at second base. Fromwiller avenges his earlier error, makes a fantastic diving play to get the out at second, and now there is only 1 out.
Fromwiller still to make a nice stretch.
On Avery now. First pitch, he went around for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike and 2 outs. Runner on first for the Copperheads here in the top of the ninth inning. So we're coming to you live from Don Edwards Park in Newark, Ohio. Griggs is ready, throws a breaking ball low and away, evens up the count at 1-1. Avery grounded out, walked, struck out, and flew out to right in his previous 4 at-bats. And now he takes a pitch in for a called strike. Fastball finds the outside part of the zone, and now the Copperheads are down to their final strike. Copperhead players are all standing on the dugout. Licking County fans are all standing in the bleachers. Tanner Griggs comes set. Now the pitch. Check the swing. Does he go? No, he does not. Zion Avery has new life as he lets the ball go by. 2-2 the count now with 2 outs.
Yeah, that was one of those. It looked like it could have went either way. Avery just kind of jumping at the breaking ball there, but just kept the hands back enough to not get rung up by the umpire.
And so we reset. The fans on their feet. The swing popped up into foul territory. Coming in is the first baseman Hill. He makes the catch, and the ball game is over. The Southern Ohio Copperheads lose this game 3-1 to the Licking County Settlers. Copperheads 1 game under 500. They lose the opening day here at Don Edwards Park, the first game of a 3-game series. winning pitcher Tanner Griggs, who comes in relief for Bo Foster. So Griggs gets the win. Getting the loss for the Copperheads would be Colin Sells. Copperheads will have another chance tomorrow at 7:05. Tomorrow's game time starts right here at Don Edwards Park. Joey Medora, any final thoughts on today's game?
Just a couple opportunities that the Copperheads didn't capitalize on when they had runners in scoring position early on in the ballgame. They obviously had that inning in the fourth that they had the bases loaded, nobody out, weren't unable to push across a single run. Just not enough timely hitting for the Copperheads today, and the Settlers were able to find holes when they needed to and push across a couple runs when they had to, and that's why they came in on top. But a great starting performance for Jackson Mandela here today. You got to think the future is bright for this season if he's pitching like that the rest of the way.
Mandela was fantastic through 6. Unfortunately, the bullpen fell apart just a little bit, but it's a long season, a lot more chances to go. But the Copperheads fall today 3-1 to the Licking County Settlers. For Joey Medora, I'm Connor Mills signing off. We'll see you tomorrow.